Hey everybody, Meshman here. I was working on a bow and I was like, you know what? I really like the way that came out. Why don't we show everybody how we created this bow? So stay tuned, watch the process, and I'll check back with you here in a second. Hey everybody. Alright, so what we're going to make today is a Terri bow using Regina Seller's Pro Bow the Hand, the large model. So a Terri bow is basically you're using 6 different ribbons and you're going to create an array of colors and bows. So when it comes to picking your colors out, I've heard Regina, the creator of the Pro Bow, along with other crafters, say that you want to have some solids along with your patterns and everything to help break everything up. So what I decided to go with is, whoa! See, now this is when I would cut. But you know what? We are gonna cut. Let's try some of that cool editing magic. So on the count of 3, this stack is gonna be back in place. 1, 2, 3. All right, it's a little messy, but my problem is I have the smaller ribbon in the middle, which is this green. But I'm gonna keep it in this stack to show you guys my color patterns. So I got this classic green and red, followed by this elf ribbon, which is hard for you guys to see really because of this green in the way. Speaking of which, got green next to help break it up. That's a solid color, followed by this Harley Quinn diamond pattern, and then we have this cool, almost hologram-ish pattern of green and red, and then a solid red to end it. All right. So this is actually upside down. I'm going to start with this and then work my way down to this. So let's go ahead. And here's that elf one that I want you guys to see. All right. So these are all really good ribbon. Got them from various places, including at home, Hobby Lobby, just your local craft stores. All right. So like I said, the way the Terri bow works is that we're using these 6 different ribbons. And actually, I'm going to end up using one twice because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I'm going to have the little top part of the bow that you usually see, you know, that we're always used to, that little knot part at the top, and then you got the bows coming out from it. So that's what this part is for. So now the question is, what do I? Since this is going to be first, because that's going to be my first big bow, what do I want for my little bow? And you know what? Since I'm going to end it with this, let's go ahead and start it with it. All right. So the way that this works is that whenever you're doing using the Pro Bow, if you have a one printed side ribbon, meaning like this, we have a shiny part and then we have the dull part. This is the side that we want everybody to see. And as you're making your bow, you want the ribbon with the printed side, and that's if it's not two-sided, you want the printed side to be away from you. Because when you lift the bow up, that top part is the part that everybody's going to see when you put it on whatever decoration that you want to. So to make it easier, we'll go ahead and flip this over. All right. Also, you're going to also need floral wire. Because what this is going to do is help keep your bow together. I know that's kind of hard to see. This is going to help keep your bow together as you're creating it, which you guys will see here in a second. Okay, so, and it's always good to put your ribbon in the order that you're going to, put them on. Otherwise you might forget, which I am very easily able to do. And then once you forget, that's pretty much it. All right, so and this was followed by this. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Okay. So what you want to do is, I'm going to go ahead and cut my tail, because each bow is going to have its own individual tails. So before you even start on the Pro Bow, what you want to do is cut your ribbon dovetails. So that's one. Get your floral wire ready. Now this is, I believe, 20 gauge. And your wire that you want to use for your ribbon, you can use them in, basically the higher the gauge is, the easier it is to maneuver your wire. Some people say you should have it up to 27, which makes it really easy to move. But for me personally, I like it with a little bit of a tension, you know, so a little bit more force can be used to help keep that bow tight. All right, so what I did was I cut my ribbon in a dovetail, and now we can begin. So what you're going to do is you're going to keep this up and out of the way, and you're going to do that throughout the process. Come here to the middle, do an accordion fold, and then this part is going to be a little bit. So what you're going to do is twist your ribbon, and then you're going to wrap it. And I saw another person do this, but this is the only time my refrigerator wants to talk to us. All right, so you're going to bring it around, and do another accordion fold. And you want to make sure that it's all the way down, you know, so it's on there nice and snug. You're going to do another accordion fold. All right. And then you want to make sure that this part back here that you're pinching it at is in the middle of this peg. Alrighty, so we're going to take, now this is when we're going to use the guide wire. There's the guide wire that keeps everything in place, and then there's a helper wire that you can use. Some people use it throughout the process, some people bring it at the end to help cinch your bow together. I'm going to use it at the beginning, but for now this is the guide wire. And the way that this works, you slide it through on the left side of your first bow. Make sure it's even on both sides. Oops. Okay. And then you're gonna pull one up, pull the other one down. And again, you want to make sure that that ribbon, and don't worry if this tail ends up being too long at the end of your process, which I'll show you guys when I finish my bow up. You can always cut it down to the size that you need it. All right. I'm going to pull this down like so. I'm going to take this one, and we're going to wrap it around this peg to help keep everything in place. This wire, there's a little tack / nail sticking out right here. We're going to bring that down, wrap it around, yes, yes, alrighty. And then push the remaining wire underneath your Pro Bow. Alrighty. So a good way to measure out how long you want your tail to be. And again, printed side away from you. Now, if you never used the Pro Bow, they have letters A, B, C, D, E, and F, depending on how big you want your actual bows to be. And I'm using row C. But when I cut my tails, I'm going to bring them out to row B, because that should be long enough to keep them up here when I need to get them out of the way. So I go out to B, cut it, fold it, cut it for my dovetail. There we go. And then we push it up, and now it's out of the way. Make sure this stays in the middle. All right. So this is going to be our last ribbon, but also used as the first ribbon. So we'll just do like that. So now we're going like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is also one-sided. My part of me is a little, you know, like I want everything to be perfect for you guys. I want everything to, but no, that's one of the reasons why, you know, I'm pretty new at this. I'm 2 months into this. I'm learning a lot as I grow, and one of the things that I really learned is that people who watch these things don't want to see people who is absolutely perfect. There's people who's watching to figure out how to do it, and they want to see something quickly done, which is why you're watching the video. You can zip back and forth. But then there's people that want to feel like it's reasonable that they can assume that they can do it. So watching people like myself make mistakes, you know what, it happens. That's why I'm going to keep it in the video so you guys can see I'm not perfect, and if he can do it, hey, anybody can do it. Okay, so I'm cutting my dovetail, and basically the process is going to be exactly the same, only the way that I do the middle part you guys are going to see. Oh, also I am using as small as 1.5 inch ribbon all the way up to 4 inch. Woo, that is thick, but I love it. Okay, so we're going to bring that out to B, do the accordion fold. I keep wanting to say the affordable chord, but the accordion fold. And basically the same process. We're going to bring it up here to get it out of the way. I'm going to pinch, and then we're going to twist it. Actually, we don't even need to twist it. At least not yet. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make our first bow outside this middle part. So we're going to take this, make sure the outside is facing that way. I will continue to say that because it's easy to forget. And if you guys are watching this and trying to make one at the same time, that way I can keep reminding you to make sure that you're doing that. All right. I'm going to bring that around. This is going to be a nice juicy bow. Kind of like steak. A nice juicy bow. Ready to be used. Okay, so that's the first loop. Accordion fold. Okay, so bring that out. Now, as you can see, the non-printed side is facing that way, so we're going to twist it bottom side up towards us, and then when we twist that, that's going to be in the middle section right here. Now we got the printed side out of the way from us. Awesome. We'll go up and over. Make sure to keep this all straight as you're putting it on the peg. Bring it back around, and we're going to do another pinch / accordion fold. Oh, and we also have to do a twist. There you go, to make sure that printed side is up. Now, at this point, this is when the helper wire comes in. And what we're going to do is slide this in on the right side of the inside of our first bow that we made, our first loop that we made. Same thing, only we're not gonna, you don't want to get it mixed up with the other wire that you have in there. And we're not going to twist around the base peg like we did before. We are literally just using this to keep our ribbon together as we start on each new bow. Alrighty. So like I said, we're going to keep it on the right side. And we are going to push that ribbon up against this peg. And then we're going to tighten it with the wire. And that's how that's going to work. And that's why it's a helper wire, because it's helping keep your bow together. Okay, so again, I'm going to bring this out to row B and cut it. Fold it and create a dovetail. And a dovetail is just to help finish off the end of the ribbon in case someone does not know who's watching this. And all you have to do is, you're at the base of the ribbon here, fold it in half like I'm doing, and then you're going to cut it at an angle outward away from the ribbon to get a nice angled edge there. And then we're going to fold that up. All right. Okay, so that was the first one, and then my second one was the elf the elf ribbon, excuse me. And same thing, print the side away, fold, cut at an angle, and it doesn't have to be precise like the angle that you cut it at, as long as you have it at an angle. It doesn't have to be a perfect 45-degree angle. If you're that, talented and you can just do that, then by all means do it. But don't be worried or freaked out if you aren't able to do that. Okay, so we're gonna, same thing, push this out of the way. Up and over. And yes, all these ribbons are various sizes. They don't all have to be the same size. As long as they're, wired ribbons, because it helps keep their shape when you go to fluff out your bow and make it look full. That's why we like to use wire ribbon. So I'm glad I said that. All right, so we're gonna pinch again here at the center, get a little bit more, twist it, and up and over. Bottom side up, coming around, up and over the peg, back, we are going to pinch / accordion fold, bottom side up, and we're going to use a helper wire, press and pull. Alrighty. Now something that I used to do, and I still do it when I don't think about it, is every time that I pull the wire in opposite directions to tighten it, I would twist it. I do not recommend that, because you're basically eating up more space and you're going to take up more of your wire by the time you get to the end, and you may not have enough. And two, as long as you tighten it hard enough now, At the very end, you can twist it as many times as you want to. And I will show you guys that when we get to it. All right, get to section B here. Cut, fold, and dovetail. All righty, put that up there. Okay, so now that I've done some patterns, I'm going to break that up with a solid color, which is why I got the green. Same side, same thing, this is one-sided. So of course, the printed side away from you. Dovetail. And having different size bows along with patterns and colors just help, you know, give the bow a little bit of variety, make it a little bit more eye-catching, because everything doesn't look exactly the same. Okay, go to B, accordion fold, press up against it, up and over. And one of the things I like about the Terri bow, outside of it being this big variation, is that it saves you on ribbon, you know, for a little bit longer, because you're using only portions of the ribbon instead of one, you know, most of your ribbon to make like the whole bow. All right, so we're going to bring this around, accordion fold, make sure that bow's nice and tight. Oh, bring that up and out of the way. Going to twist it down, side up and over, da-da-da. Alrighty, yes. So we're going to pinch it and twist it. Alright, good stuff. Now, I've made a handful of these, and you know, basically like anything in life, everybody just takes to it differently. Some people get it right away and are just like super quick and accurate with this thing. Other people, you know, it's going to take a little bit longer for me to get more comfortable with it. But I've done enough. And again, I like showing people that, hey, just because you haven't done it before, or you think you're too, oops, that was a little short, but that's fine. You know, you won't be able to do it. So that's why I'm letting you guys know I am new at this. I am new. Don't worry. If I can do it, you guys can do it. And that's the whole point. Okay, now I'm going to use this. Get back to the patterns. All right. And I think the black in here will help break up the green and the reds. And then the white helps bring it together with everything else. Okay, so same thing, printed side away from you. Let's cut that dovetail. Got B, which doesn't matter. Okay, well, what I was saying was put it at B, but I don't need to put it at B. What I need to do is just stick it up here. Okay, and then accordion fold. Press it up and over. And yeah, another little tip, always make sure you are on the right peg, because sometimes you'll fold this, you'll fold your tail in like that, you start working, you're not thinking, and you see this and your eye's going to assume you already put that ribbon up there, and you might go there instead of there. So just pay attention and make sure that you're on the right peg. Again, I'm not there yet, but if you're quick enough, you know, you may start flying through these, and that's an easy way to miss a peg. But if you're that good, you're that good. All right, accordion fold it, bring out some slack, twist it bottom side up. There you go. Up and over. twist it so the pattern side is out. Now we're going to press it up against the peg and tighten it with our helper wire. Woo! All right, good stuff. All right, bring it out to B. Huh, that is weird. Why is my... I'm gonna do some mathematics on here which I'm not good at math. But I wonder why my bow doesn't seem to... So now this bow doesn't want to be long enough. But that's fine, you still got it there, and nobody's perfect. Alright, so now what we're going to do is use this. Had this for a while, been waiting to use this. Kind of groovy. And what better time than a tutorial on how to make a bow with various colors. Alright, and this is two-sided, so doesn't matter what side is facing which way, because it's all the same. But all the same rules apply, or all the same steps apply. Cut out that extra wire sticking out. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and bring that out here. Accordion folded, press it. Alrighty, up and over. Still going to accordion folded. Alright, make sure that's nice and tight. Into okay, bring our wire out. Here. Okay. All right. And last but not least, the red that we started with. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Sorry, I notice that sometimes when I'm in the midst of creating, my mind kind of gets focused in what I'm doing, and I forget that, hey, there's people watching this. So yeah, woo, sorry about that. And yeah, we are rounding out. Okay, so we're putting the red on here. So guys, please make sure that you subscribe. Also, you can check me out on Facebook and Instagram. Meshman for You. That is Meshman #4 letter U. I should have it posted on the screen. And yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So what we're going to do is bring this last part down. Accordion fold it. Up and over. Bring it up and over, scrunch it, bring it to the middle, push it in, and there you go. You should keep this separated, bring this out, make sure that's twisted nicely. There we go. Gonna cut it. All right. Dovetail. Okay, so now push this as much as we can go, and we're going to twist. Actually, you know what? Let's keep this like this. We're going to do something else. On the spot changes. Okay, so what I'm doing now is that original wire that I put in, the guide wire, I'm going to unravel it from the middle peg here. And like I said, this is a thicker wire, so I got to make sure to keep that peg down. It does get pulled up. Okay. We're going to grab it from underneath the Pro Bow. Bring it out. Alrighty. So at this point, what we are going to do is use the original guide wire and pull it or tighten it as much as possible to squeeze in this bow, and then we'll finish it off with this helper wire by twisting it instead of doing that before. So here we go. Use a little bit of your muscle. Tighten it. I'm gonna do a little tighten and twist. There we go. Alrighty. And the helper wire, we will do the same. Now, at this point, I don't think you need the helper wire anymore because you got your bow basically completed. So what I'm going to do is use some wire cutters and cut this down, cut this excess wire off. Still having enough just in case you need to mess with it, but definitely not a huge piece of it. And we're gonna fold that in. Awesome. All right, so now what we're gonna do is just pull this up. Sometimes it's a little tight, so you need to remove this peg that's closest to you, but that was fine. So this is our bow. All right, so now what we're going to do is fluff it. All right, everybody, so on this portion right here, we're going to fluff out the bow. So now with the Pro Bow, you can also purchase from probowthehand.com a fluff box, which is basically a weighted box with some eye hooks on it, and the eye hooks basically help weigh down the bow. You know, you can tie it down with the wire that's on here, so you can mess around with it and not worry about it being too loose on you. But I was able to get this from another purchase, and they have this section on it right here where I can put my bow on. So here we go. So for most people, they like to, most crafters that is, working with bows, they start at the bottom. And at the bottom, basically, you pull your tail on one side and your bow on the other side. So I got my bottom bow right here, so the tail's going to go on the opposite side. Don't know why I wanted to twist on me like that, but whatever. Again, I want the fabric slash printed side, the printed side up. All right, so we're going to fold that out. And you also want to take your hands and put them in a bow to help. Some people do it at the end, some people do it during it. I'll do both. Okay. Whoa. All right. So now we got the second part here. So of course we're going to do the opposite. So we got bow, tail. Now we're going to do tail, bow. And because you have it wired, it's okay. You don't have to be afraid of being too timid with it or anything like that. Go ahead and tug on it. And again, got my hand in here. I'm gonna puff out that bow. Now, of course, while you mess with it, your bow or your bows, they're gonna get a little flattened, so don't worry about it. But this is just a way for you to remember and to do it while you're doing it. All right. So next part, got the bow, and I have the tail on the other end. Got the bow and the tail. There you go. Now we got our green, so now we're going to do the tail and the bow. Awesome, awesome. Now we got the elves, which means we got bow and tail. Awesome. And I guess I forgot to twist this one. Oh wait, no I didn't. It's just been a little... Okay. There's a huge bow, so we put the tail over here, and bow over here. That is a thick bow. Okay. So now we're just going to take it and do the same on the other side. And of course, opposites. Bow and tail. Flip this out. Tail and bow. So I'm doing the opposites. Bow and tail. Tail and bow. All right. Bow and tail. Alrighty, and this is that middle part that I was talking about. Our very first red. I think that looks awesome. I am going to cut down these tails though, because for the center it shouldn't be that big. Alrighty, nice and compact, just like the bow that's coming from. I don't know. Oh, sorry. Trying to get these weird angles. All right. Very cool. All right. So, and of course, there we go. And of course, the cool thing about this is, as you put it on whatever you're going to put it on, you can work it a little bit more to cover more of the blank spots. It's your party. But yeah, that's the centerpiece. That's the center little bow that I did in the very beginning. Puff that out. There you go. Very awesome. All right. Alrighty, so that was the process. This is the bow at the very end. And yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. Please subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Meshman4U. That's number 4, letter U, Facebook and Instagram. And until next time, this is the Meshman saying, have a good one.